revolutionary newsman, Brother Taylor.
Wow. You know, when I got the message from Ori that I was invited to come here tonight and give a presentation, I was just speechless. I didn't know quite what to do. And when I read that both Pam and Ramona Africa were going to be here to speak, I couldn't hold myself back. I had to bring a gift. I had to bring a gift. Pam and Ramona Africa, can you come up here? I had to bring a gift. I got this for you, for both of you. I got one for each of you.
Oh.
And this is an old poster. And I guess for those of you who can't read, it says, "Remember, we are in here for you, and you are out here for us."
That's right.
There's no two people that better exemplify the spirit, you know, that is expressed on this poster than these two individuals.
Gosh. Thank you, Taylor. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, to go through so much, to be part of a chosen family of dedicated activists in Philadelphia, to see members of your family locked up and gunned down and so ruthlessly persecuted, but to keep fighting every day, to keep raising your head up high and demanding justice, this takes a strength of character that so many of us can only really aspire to have. And this isn't a new work of art. It's a reprint of a poster that was circulated about 100 years ago. At the top of the poster, it actually says, "Fellow Workers," because it was put out by the Industrial Workers of the World, a radical labor union 100 years ago, whose members were locked in prison for speaking up and fighting for justice. Now, I guess I have to say this. There's some people here who know me, and they know I can be a little bit of a firebrand. I don't always say things the way people want me to, or do things exactly the way people have always done them. But there's one rule that I think that, you know, that we can take from the last generation of activists, and they got it from the previous generation of activists, and they got it from the last generation of activists. It's one of the most important rules for anyone to learn when they come into the movement. And that's that if at any point the state comes for somebody who's fighting against capitalism, or fighting against racism, or fighting against the unjust wars, or fighting for equality, if the powers that be come for anyone in our movement, all of us have a duty to do everything in our power to win their freedom and bring them home. Doesn't matter what party you're in, doesn't matter what tactical decisions you've made, doesn't matter what books you read or what arguments or disagreements you've had in the past. Doesn't matter if you're an anarchist or a Pan-Africanist or a Trotskyist or a Stalinist or an anthropologist or an orthodontist. Whatever you are, if the state comes for you and you're a fighter, we all have a duty to be on your side. We have a duty to stand for the people in our movement, and we have to send a message. And the message has got to be, if for any reason they come for one of us, they're going to have to deal with all of us. I got to tell you, last May I was sitting in a hotel lobby on the other side of the world in Tehran, and I was talking to some Iranian journalists, and they said to me, you know, Mr. Maupin, we've seen you've done a few stories about this political prisoner, Mr. Mumia Abu Jamal, and we were hoping you could tell us, you know, when was it that he converted to Islam? And I had to specify, I had to say, well, Mumia Abu Jamal is not really a Muslim. I said, well, what are his religious beliefs? And so there, sitting in this hotel lobby, I had to kind of stutter and tell a story I really don't know well enough, the story of the MOVE organization. Had to tell them who John Africa was, and after I spoke to these reporters, I mean, they were just kind of blown away by what I was saying, and they had to learn more, because everything we do has global implications. Everything we do here in the US, and they were very, very interested to learn about the truth about what goes on here in the United States and what's done by a government that is constantly attacking and beating down other governments in the name of human rights, while at the same time persecuting and murdering people here at home. Now this small group of bankers and billionaires that run the world, they're very powerful. They've got drones, they've got tanks, they've got bombs, they've even got nuclear weapons. But there's one weapon that they've got in their arsenal, which I would say is probably even more deadly than all the other ones combined. I brought it with me here tonight. It's the press. The fact that we're here tonight even though it's freezing cold, even though it's a Friday night, we could be out partying or we could be at home all cozy and warm. The fact that we're here shows the power of alternative media. It shows that sometimes those who speak the truth can shout louder than the billion-dollar megaphones of the rich and powerful. And it also shows that the bravery, the sacrifice, and the dedication given over the years by people like Pam and Ramona Africa, it has not gone to waste. All the moved political prisoners must be free, and all political prisoners must be free. I'll end just by saying this. Every single one of us has a voice, but it's up to us to choose how we use it. It's very easy to echo the latest trendy thing you've read in the New York Times, but true revolutionaries, the ones who go down in history, those who are brave enough and bold enough, they're the ones who are remembered. They're the ones who are brave enough and bold enough to say the most unpopular things and to stand for the most demonized and slandered people, even when it's very hard to do. So I guess, it's just an honor to be invited here, and I guess I'll just end with the words from the poster. They are in here for us, and we must be out here for them.
The spirit of revolution is in here tonight.